Welcome, Ilima Lei MacFarlane, here to the program today. Hawaiian. I actually met her a couple of
Mhm,
years ago here with Brandon Wolf, for you old school fans. Remember the Wolf
mhm,
brothers. She's now in San Diego, training at San Diego Sports Academy. Um, it's been a little while since we've actually spoken and seen each other. Uh, how has training been? I know obviously Liz Carmouche is down there with you, but you've got to kind of find your own path as well. You can't follow in the
mhm,
footsteps of every other, and you're kind of at a weird time in women's MMA because there's a changing of the big name of the guard. Ronda Rousey obviously just lost. Now Holly Holm is the big name. Misha Tate all of a sudden is
mhm,
back in the mix. Those are the big names up there. And of course, you have the 115-pound champs that bounced around. That were over at the UFC. They've had their huge change too as far as who's on the top now. Obviously, Joanna Jurcik's on the champ at 15, but
mhm,
you're kind of in that weird time where every female has to kind of develop and find their own path.
mhm.
Have you been finding it hard to kind of find your own path?
Not really. I actually feel that my career has been, in a sense, accelerated, and has been a lot faster than most. Like, I literally joined the gym probably 3 years ago. Uh, I joined the gym, and it was originally just to get back into shape and get fit. I started competing about a year later, and I turned pro a year ago. And so I think that, yeah, so far my path has been fairly easier than a lot who have been, putting in work for way longer than I have. And I think too that it's because of women's MMA is up and come, or it's real popular now, and so it's a little easier for us. And I remember even Brandon Wolf, um, when I was training with him, whenever I would go back home, he was the one that told me, you got to strike while the iron's hot.
Yeah.
And and at that time, I didn't even think I was even gonna be fighting at all or competing. But he's like, no, I think you should really go for it. The time's right. And so I listened to him, and now I'm with Bellator. So, but it's actually been, yeah, easy to find my own path. I found a little niche that I belong in, and yeah, it's good.
Katie Cash was your first fight, an Explode Fight Series. The very next
Yeah.
fight, Maria Rios, and you were in Bellator 141. Um,
Mhm.
that was back in August of
Mhm.
2015. Your next fight is coming up here in January, end of January
Mhm.
29th. It seems like a long layoff for that. You said you want to strike with the irons hot, but that kind of implies fight as much as possible, as often
Yeah.
as possible.
Mhm.
Was there a reason why you sat out, or just because Bellator just didn't have a fight for you at that time?
Yeah, there really wasn't any real reason, and
Okay.
and honestly, it was okay. I was okay with it because prior to me turning pro, I had officially I had 5 amateur fights, but really I had 9 amateur fights. Just four of them weren't
Okay.
recorded for some reason.
Yeah.
And so I was fighting almost every month,
Mhm.
and that was only within like a year's time. So we were fine with taking that break because I didn't know that that's actually a lot of fights, I guess. So,
Yeah, it is.
yeah, so we were fine with taking the time off, and then it was probably around we wanted to get a fight in before the end of the year, but yeah, Bellator just didn't really have anything going on, and for women. And then so we made a little bit of noise on social media in like November-ish, and then that's when we're like, okay, they gave us a shot. So, yeah, but it's not a problem.
Okay, good. And for those of you that don't know, in her amateur fights, she first pro fight was Explode, but her last amateur fight was also for Explode, where she beat
Mhm.
Angela Danzig, who is Mac Danzig's wife.
Mhm.
So the circle's very small. Mac and I trained
Oh,
together
okay.
back at the Raw Training Center, very back in the early days. Mac and I were
Mhm.
main training partners, and then one of my first official pro reffing assignments when I started reffing MMA was with Mac in the corner reffing Angela.
Okay.
One of her matches. She actually
Yep.
ended up winning that one as well. So, but yeah, it's weird how MMA. It seems like it's so big now, it's so huge, it's so international, but really, it's we're still all very 1 degree of separation. It's very
Yes.
simple. One phone call away, you can pretty much get anybody on the phone, find anybody that you need to, because the community is still very small. Do you feel
Mhm.
that still that smallness, that sense of it's really close knit, and really your 1 degree of such of separation from getting a hold of Angela Tackett and asking her directly, hey, how do you want to play this game? Do you want to talk trash? Do you want to go straight forward from it?
Yeah, yeah. No, absolutely. Like we knew immediately off the back like who she trained with. We had connections and everything. So yeah, I think the MMA community is very extremely small. And if it's not, if we don't have that 1 degree of separation in MMA itself, it's going to be in some other um, art like jujitsu, or something. So it's yeah, it definitely small community, small world,
So what do
all
you
this.
know about Amber Tackett? Break her down for us. I
Um,
mean, there's not much to see because she's like you. She's only had 2 fights, but she's 1-1. So it's not
mhm,
like you're going to see a plethora of video
mhm,
on her. But how did you break her down, and
mhm.
were you able to see anything on her at all?
Yeah, so actually it was funny because my head trainer Manolo was like, "Gosh, that name sounds so familiar. Like, why do I know this girl?" Turns out he actually was the ring announcer for one of her amateur fights, like
Okay.
years ago, like 6 years ago or something like that.
Oh
But
wow.
she had also fought this girl named Molly, who I guess used to train with Manolo and all that. So that was kind of the first connection we had with her, and Manolo remembers that fight, so he kind of gave me the lowdown on that. And then as far as finding stuff on her on the internet, we were able to find like two of her fights, including her most recent one, which was in October,
Okay.
and that one, yeah, we were able to study her a little bit. It looks like she's a striker. She looks like she's also very physically strong. She's pretty swole. And she's southpaw.
Yeah. Yeah. And do you have very many southpaws for you to train with in the gym, or did you have to
Mm,
bring some people in to help out?
we had to bring some people in, or I mean, our boxing gym worked with me a lot and had their southpaws come and spar with me, so that was good. A couple of the more advanced fighters would switch up southpaw for me when we trained. So yeah, it was good. Like it was. I had a multitude of training partners who could do
Good.
southpaw.
Okay. Now, why San Diego? I mean, you could have gone anywhere coming off the island. Why'd you go to San Diego, and why did that?
Hmm.
Was that the place you kind of chose to go to?
So I actually initially came to San Diego for school. I went to San Diego State, and really it was because it was the cheapest college that accepted me.
Okay.
It was really between San Diego State or UW,
Okay.
and being an island girl, I was like, okay, I way rather go to San Diego.
Yeah.
So, I ended up going to San Diego State and got really fat and out of shape, and then when I graduated, I decided to join a gym and get back into shape. And then that's how I joined San Diego Combat Academy. And then I just stayed there.
When you say fat out of shape, you're fighting at 135. How big were you when you first started training? Just trying to get back in shape.
175.
Oh wow, really really
Yeah.
big. Okay, and
Yeah.
then
And then,
how long
well,
did it
now
take
I'm
you
fighting
before
at
you're ready?
25.
Say again.
Now I'm fighting at 25.
Oh, 25. I'm sorry, I said 35,
Yeah.
not 25.
No, it's
But
fine. Start
so
Dog has that at 35.
you for your first amateur fight was at what weight?
That one was at 45.
And then you just consistently like a couple fights at 45, a couple fights at
Mm-hmm.
35, and then all of a sudden you're down at
Mm-hmm.
25. Now,
Mm-hmm.
both pro fights were at 25 so far, right?
No, my first one was at 35.
Okay.
That was the Katie Castro one. And
Yeah.
then yeah, Bellator was at 25.
Okay. And you almost seem like you go smaller. Like you can get, but do
Yeah.
you want to go any smaller? I mean, do you really want to go any lower?
Um, well, right now, no, I don't
Okay.
have any desire to go to 15, but I know I could physically just because I walk at 35 and sometimes even like 31. I'll be walking at that. So, I know I could, but I just have no desire to at the moment.
There's no real reason to at this point. Kind of stay put where
Hmm.
you're at, and
Hmm.
right now 25's. If you look at the whole landscape of 125 for women, it's an
Hmm.
easier weight class than going 35
Hmm.
15. So you're
Hmm.
giving yourself the best opportunity to be one of the superstars at the weight class, but also to be a long term champ at the weight class because you've got to kind of choose your battles. You don't want to keep battling the refrigerator and then having to battle like
Yeah.
all these other
Yeah.
females. Like, well, this is silly. Why battle the
Yeah.
refrigerator so much? Be a little bit happier, train a little bit harder, and then sit
Hmm.
at sit at 25 and actually have a shot to be like the girl at 35 or excuse me
Yeah.
25. And
Uh-huh.
that's basically what the format was for Ronda as well. I mean, she was at
Hmm.
45 and then was like, I want to be the one. So she's up on 35 and then she's killing it.
Yeah.
So
So that's kind of the plan. And two, yeah, there's not really any, I mean, yeah, there's household names at 25, but there's no like huge superstar really. So, and I really like what Bellator is doing, how they're trying to develop the flyweight division.
yeah,
So if I could be a part of that, and be that kind of first wave of of the 125ers, that would be really cool.
You said earlier that you found your own niche and found your own path, and you
Hmm.
don't even know because you've only been in the fight game since 2014. How
Yeah.
lucky you are to have Scott Coker as your lead promoter. Like it's an amazing feat
Oh,
to
yeah.
pull off to have Scott Coker. It's like a TJ Thompson. It's like having TJ Thompson as your promoter.
Hmm.
He really is a fighter's guy. Like he loves the fighters more so than he
Hmm.
loves anything else. So
Hmm.
you're in a really special spot on a really special promotion with the
Hmm.
opportunity to actually do something great at that spot. With
Hmm.
that being said, do you feel that extra pressure sometimes? Like, wow, I really can like be the one at this weight class and actually be the person if I do everything right all the time. Do you feel that extra pressure at all?
Oh, absolutely. Especially because, Bellator has been so good to me. They made me feel like family. I'm so comfortable with all of them. And, they have totally helped to build me and help me grow. They even just their social media, they'll do posts on me and like, share my pictures, which I'm just like, oh, that's awesome. So there is kind of that added pressure that in a sense, I'm not saying that I'm the face of the flyweight division, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of the more, I guess, promoted
Mm-hmm.
flyweight girls they have.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's that a little bit of added pressure, but I'm more grateful than anything that they believe in me, and they see potential.
I hit up Bellator for contact info to get a hold of the folks for this fight card, and you were the first
Hmm.
name they gave me. Like it was 100%, wasn't a doubt. Like within about 45, 50 seconds after sending the email, I had like three names that came across. Yours was number
Hmm.
one that came through. So it was like
Awesome.
they are from an internal aspect. They're trying to promote you as well. It's not just
Hmm.
you don't just get the feeling you're being promoted. That's actually what they're doing. They're trying to
Actually,
help you
yeah.
get through. So it
So
was
that's
neat to
really
see.
cool.
It's fun, and yeah, it is cool to see that they're taking the risk that they see the potential on the because usually it's
Hmm.
going to be let's wait till she's 6-0. Let's wait till she's 7-0, and then we'll start to promote. But
Yeah.
they're actually doing it
Yeah.
now. I know she's 2-0. Let's put her up. Let's see what happens with this. So good for
Hmm.
you. I'm really happy
Yeah.
that Bellator is actually jumping on this weight class and really making it an ability. The only flaw I have with Bellator is that they let you guys sit too long in between fights. They just don't have the fights
Yeah.
per year to have you guys fight more. That's my only complaint with them.
Hmm.
But it ends up working out. Like the time off in between fights, actually, it makes the fights more exciting and better because you don't have that wear
Hmm.
and tear from, like you said, 9 fights in a year. You don't
Hmm.
have that wear and tear. You're like, I've actually had 6 months to actually heal up and get better, so I'm okay.
Hmm.
So I'm happy with it.
That's
Thanks so much
nice.
for coming on here. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Um,
Thank you so much.
I know it's tough during training camp to get through and stop off in
Hmm.
the middle of it to do these things. Um, you're coming up on the end of it. It's what January 15th right now. Your fight's on January 29th. Do you
Hmm.
feel like you're finally coming up on the end of a training camp? Is it getting to that sense of like the repetitive days are finally coming to a close?
Um, yeah, a little bit. Of course, I've been easing up on, I stopped sparring. We stopped
Mm.
sparring about 2 weeks out. Been easing up on it, and now it's just all about the diet and the weight cut and everything. But it's funny because I actually had to ask my coaches like, so what's the difference between regular training and a camp? And they're like, for you, not much, because even when I'm not in camp or not getting ready, I'm still in there every day. I'm still doing my lifting, strength and conditioning, and everything. So it really wasn't that hard of a transition for me.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I guess the tough part is like slowing down and like,
Yeah.
okay, take today off, or go do something easy. So that's probably the tough, like the weird part for me. But yeah, I mean, I feel good. Like now it's crunch time in the sense of all like the background stuff, like getting my gear together, getting all my sponsors situated, stuff like that. Um,
Trying to get
that's probably
all that. Do you have a manager that helps you out with that, or anybody that helps you out with
I
that?
do. Yeah, I'm actually with Iridium Sports Agency with
Okay.
Jason
Jason
House.
House. Yep.
Yeah.
So
So yeah,
he should be
he's
taking all the
awesome.
pressure off you for that crap. That's his job.
Yeah, but I still like to take care of my fight outfit because I'm a girl like that. I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't care. I just want to look good, all that stuff.
Oh
Get
yeah, and
wax,
I know.
that
I know.
stuff.
That's actually half the fun of the Bellator weigh-ins are seeing what the women are going to wear coming in because all the
Ooh,
women now
yeah.
it's like you get dressed. It's a lot of anime and
Mhm.
and a lot of
Mhm.
Furby and furry and stuff like that. It's like, but it's becoming an event. Like the weigh-ins, if they're women on
Mhm.
the card, it's becoming an event for how they're going to dress, and that's one of those things
Yeah.
that as a fan that I don't turn to weigh-ins. I don't care. I don't need to see more guys in their underwear. I don't need to see. I just need to know what the weights they are. Like, did they make weight or not? Was there an issue with them making weight?
Mhm.
If there's a weird stare off and they start fighting, I'll check out the replay and see it later. But like, I'm not going to sit down
Yeah.
and watch weigh-ins. But if I know there's a
Yeah.
bunch of girls on a Bellator card, I'll watch the weigh-in just because I want to see what they're going to wear when they
Hmm.
come in. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah.
have an outfit for that too, so that'll be fun.
See, there you go. Now's another reason for us to watch. So, all
Hmm.
right. Thanks so much for coming on. I appreciate it. Have a great rest of
Sure.
your 2 weeks. And I'll definitely be
Hmm.
at home watching your fight, sitting on the couch. So
Awesome.
have
Awesome.
fun.
Thank
Enjoy
you. Bye.
yourself. You got it, of course. My pleasure. We'll talk soon.
All right. Talk to you later.